I don't know, man. I feel like starting this conversation with a deep breath in. Exhale, release any tension, any worry, any stress, anything that no longer serves you to your highest good. Just allow it to be released. So, fam, I haven't recorded a channeling for a little bit because I have been channeling. I'm channeling all the time, but I just didn't feel guided to record. I felt more guided to just sit and listen and be with the channelings and really embrace them in my own journey, integrate the learnings and the healings in my own journey before I go on to sort of talk about it and share it with other people. So today I want to talk about telepathy and unity consciousness and how they all kind of interlink and interrelate to one another. And I just had an experience just then of telepathy, and I have it a lot these days because I am off the grid most of the time. I'm a multidimensional being and living like a dot, which just means that I am where I need to be at any given time, and I'm anchoring light into those places, being as present as I can possibly be in the here and now with wherever I'm at, and allowing experiences to just happen as they need to happen. So I don't plan things, I don't think too far ahead, I don't live in the past. I really do my best to be wherever I am at. So doing that has taught me how real telepathy really is, and how as human beings we're literally receivers. We're like antennas, and we just attract information to us based upon what we're putting out and what we believe. And so if we don't believe telepathy is a real thing, then it's not going to be a real thing. But when we believe that we can do something, when we believe in our innate ability to be able to communicate across time, across space, across dimensions, across realities, across the oceans to the other side of the world and back, then we have the power to do absolutely anything. And the more you can be by yourself and really meditate and hone in on your own energies, the more you're going to be able to open up those channels and those links to telepathy and really open your crown chakra and be able to receive not only from humans and living people on planet Earth, but from beings from other dimensions and realms that again most people will think is far-fetched, but I think everything in existence is pretty far-fetched. The fact that the water exists in the place that it needs to be, otherwise it would just drown us all, and the air is exactly how much air that there needs to be, because imagine if it was just windy all the time. When you got your windows down and you're cruising and the wind is just going up your nose, and eventually you feel like you can't breathe if you're just facing it the whole time. So there's so much more than that. There's life is so much more than that, and there is so much phenomena on planet Earth already to exist. The fact that we just grow in stomachs, in wombs, and we become, and then we get birthed through the way that we get birthed, and then we grow into these beings by eating pieces of bread and apples and whatever we're eating. It literally turns into a body. So if that isn't enough evidence for you itself that life is miraculous, then I don't know what is. I don't know what is, and I'm not here to convince you, but I'm just here to say that from my experience on my own journey and going in deeply and reconnecting to myself and disconnecting from the outside world was what helped me to realize how deep this really goes, and how telepathic we all really are, how sensitive we all really are, how much we can channel, and how much light and information we can receive and hold should we choose to actually work on those aspects of ourselves. And one really good way to do this is through your chakra system, because your chakra system is the direct link to your Atma, to your soul. It helps you to really hone in your energy and the energy of your soul, so that you can really begin to understand what your purpose is and pursue your soul's mission. Because most of the time as human beings, we're stuck in the mind. We think of everything from the mind. We're trying to locate our purpose from the mind. But you are not the body, and you are not the mind. You are the being, the infinite, eternal being. You are the energy. You are the source. You are the soul aspect. And you're having a physical experience. You are not a body with a soul. You're a soul with a body. So when you shift your perspective And you begin to understand that the more deeper you connect with yourself, and the more you go in and you quiet your own mind and you open up your own channels, your third eye, your Ajna chakra, you really go deep and you begin to access alternate forms of information. You open up your ears, your real hearing, your clairaudient channels. Everybody has this: psychic abilities, intuitive abilities, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairsentience. Everybody has this ability. It's just that when we came to Earth, we forgot who we really were. And we forgot that we don't need to be in the same room, in the same country, in the same space, in the same anywhere, vicinity even, to be able to have communication. And when you realize this, that's when you truly begin to ascend beyond the limitations of codependency and attachment and need and want and feeling like you have to hold on to things. It's a scarcity mindset when we feel like we constantly have to have people around us, or we have to communicate face to face or over the phone to be able to actually have some form of communication. It's a very limited three-dimensional way of thinking, and we trap ourselves in that box, and that's what creates these emotional cycles of just abuse and manipulation and self-sabotage, when we constantly feel like we need something outside of us in order to be able to give and receive. So when you really hone in on these energies, then you begin to realize you can communicate with absolutely anybody just by thinking about them. You know those experiences where you think about someone and then you hear from them, or they show up, or something like that. They send you a message or something. And so that itself is telepathy. And when you go beyond that, when you go a few steps ahead of that, then you start to realize you can just close your eyes and in your mind literally have a conversation, a full-blown conversation between your higher self and the other person's higher self, or the galactic being, or whatever it is that you're channeling, whoever it is that you're channeling. And you also begin to realize that you can channel any type of energy, be it dark energy and be it light energy. So then you begin to really decide and discern what you're going to be receiving and what you're going to be putting out. It's a very beautiful process, and I highly recommend anybody who resonates with this to start to tap into it a little bit deeper, because the more we can cultivate this kind of communication, the more we can release the old patterns and programs of codependency and attachment and need and lack and scarcity mindset, and really open up to oneness and unity consciousness in a way that we have never experienced on planet Earth before. And for me, I believe that Lightworkers, Starseeds, we came here at this time to do just that, to really expand beyond just the physical reality and the physical limitations and the see it, touch, feel kind of thing, and really go into that deeper intuitive knowing and understanding that we are so much more than that we are source consciousness in physical form, and that we can do absolutely anything that we actually utilize our mind and put our mind to. The mind is such a powerful tool. It's the most powerful tool we have, but when you realize that you're not the mind, it's a tool. It's a resource for you to use. And when you begin to use it in a way where you direct it towards the things that you do want, then you begin to see a shift in your life. Then you can communicate across all types of platforms, distances, and realities, and still be in the here and now, and still be anchored and grounded in your physical vessel, and not sort of lose yourself in that process. I know a lot of people on the spiritual journey, they use different tools, resources, and modalities to really go there. And I personally myself can vouch for that. I know it works. I know that there are so many different resources for us to go there. But when we rely on those resources, then we forget that the real source is us. The real tool is us. Everything we need, the body, it's a tool, it's a resource. If we utilize it, if we direct it into one direction, and your mind in that direction, your intellect, your thoughts, your words, everything in that one direction, nothing can stop you from manifesting that. Nothing can stop you from connecting with that. Nothing can block your way, because you get out of your own way. Really, the only block is ourselves. And when we begin to clear our own blocks and our own limited beliefs and our own limiting perceptions of reality, and realize that, we go even beyond the I am, then we go into unity consciousness. And it's important for us to first realize the I am essence of it all and go into the I am and, reprogram ourselves, reprogram our subconscious minds, rewrite everything that we've been taught and unlearn so we can relearn who we really are before we can fully transcend into oneness. It's very important to go through the different stages and phases of your experience and not try to take leaps and bounds to get to the end result or the end goal, because at the end of the day, we're all going to die, we're going to transcend anyway, So leaving your physical body or trying to get there already or be spiritual and liberate yourself already, that's not the point. Because a lot of people do that on the spiritual journey. They miss the entire point where they're just trying to get from A to Z, and all of the letters in between that could have been so beautiful, that could have been an amazing experience. They completely miss that because they're just trying to get to the end goal, the destination. And when you do the B, C, D, E, F, G all the way to the Z, you're going to get to the Z. You're going to get there in such a way where you're going to have all the tools, all the resources, all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the experience that you need when you're there to be able to handle being there, to be able to handle transcendence and liberation, and to really want to transcend. You're going to finally feel like, I've experienced everything I need to experience. I've done everything I needed to do. I've seen everything I needed to see. I'm ready. You're not going to be rushing out of life to get out of the physical vessel and completely strip yourself of your physical self-expression and try to, fit into some kind of spiritual box. I don't think that's how it should be done. I think you can wear whatever you want to wear. You can be whoever you want to be. You can have your hair how you want to have it. You want to wear makeup, wear it. You don't want to wear makeup, don't wear it. You want to express yourself in a certain way. You want to wear certain clothing, wear it. You don't want to wear certain clothing, don't wear it. Just do you, be you, because that is in truth unity consciousness. That's you realizing that the physical and the spiritual are one. It's not about separating one or the other to get to the other. It's just about being who you really are, being your true divine essence and bringing that into the world. That in itself is unity consciousness. Because when we let go of these attachments, when we begin to communicate really beyond the physical mind and needing to speak and, needing to do things in the way that we used to do them in the old paradigm, then we realize we don't need to have people around us, to have your best friends and all this. I don't have best friends. I don't even have any attachments to people in that way anymore. I was forced to release all my attachments. And for example, when I was running Soul High, which is my previous business, I had this connection with my soul fam, and I still, have this connection. I love these people. Your soul family, your soul tribe, they're always going to be those people, They're divine messengers and you're divine messengers for them. But the whole point of those relationships is to be in a complete state of independent coexistence and to not attach yourself to another person. And Spirit came in and really dismantled that entire grid for me, because it was actually holding me back from doing what it is that I needed to do. And to be a sovereign being and a clear channel and a direct channel for Source, you have to first release all your attachments to people, places and things. And once you can release that, then Source really opens up to you in a way, and you really open up to Source in a way where you're giving and receiving freely without any restrictions, without feeling like you're tied or bound to anything. I always say it's about forming bonds, not bondage. And as soon as something starts to feel like it's bondage and codependent and reliant upon your energy, it becomes more of like a draining kind of energy rather than a mutual exchange of energy. And so when you're ready to take it to the next level and go into unity consciousness and oneness, Source will strip you completely of anything, right down to your business, so that you can really begin from a clean slate, from point blank. And at the beginning of this year, I was called to start from 0 point, and 0 point is literally just that, clean slate. You're literally not connected to anyone or anything. You're just there. You know, you're a sovereign being. You allow yourself to be in your divinity. What comes to you comes to you. What goes from you goes from you. What's meant to be in your experience will be in your experience. There's no attachment to this fear of, I'm not going to have any friends, or what if everybody leaves me, or what if I end up alone, because you completely realize you're never alone. You're literally connected to everything, everyone, all the energy on planet Earth and beyond. You're connected to that. You're telepathically connected to it, you're receptively connected to it, you're intuitively connected to it, you're just connected to it. So you no longer feel alone, because you can feel your entire team of light, the entire universe backing you, all the animals, all the trees, every single thing in nature and all of existence is with you, and you no longer feel alone. And that's when you realize we truly are all one. We're all from the one source. We don't need to be pulling and tugging at each other, or leeching off each other's energy, or manipulating each other to get what we want. It's just about putting out the love, and the love will return to you tenfold. This was a kind of a weird channeling. It kind of went all over the place, but I felt really guided to just come on and start speaking about this, and I haven't felt guided to do that for a while. I feel like the message has been delivered, and I feel like whoever resonates will resonate, and it will reach you in divine time when you're ready to hear the message. So yeah, let go of all your worry, or your stress, or your fears. Release your rejection and abandonment wounds. Heal your inner child wounds. Heal your codependency. Heal your attachment wounds. Heal your need to hold on to things and hoard things, and allow yourself to let go. Be at peace and surrender to the divine, because I promise you, it will bring you a level of happiness that you have been seeking all your life. But yeah, fam, let go, surrender, allow yourself to surrender to whatever it needs to happen in your life and in your journey, and you will truly be able to experience it on a much deeper level and find that you're in a happier, higher vibrational state a lot of the time. You'll find that when you release and let go, the more you release and let go of, the more you open up your vessel to source, the more you open up as a portal, the more you open up your vessel to receive more light and hold more light, because there's not shit just in the way blocking it from being received. I hope this reaches you well. I'm sending you all love and blessings. Take care, stay blessed, stay high vibing, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.